Okay, so get this picture this. It's late, you're the last one left in the office, and you see something out of the corner of your eye.
Uh-oh.
And it's Spot, the robot dog, just like casually strolling down the hallway, doing its security rounds.
Wild.
Feels kind of sci-fi, right?
Totally.
But that's what we're diving into today. This whole world of robot security guards is becoming a reality, and in particular, we're going to look at how this partnership between ASSA ABLOY, they're the lock and key experts,
Yes.
and Boston Dynamics and the minds behind Spot are making this happen.
Yeah, and the really interesting thing here is this isn't just some like futuristic fantasy anymore. These are big players teaming up, right?
Huge.
So that tells us this tech might be going mainstream sooner than we think.
For sure. For sure. And, I mean, we all know Spot by now. It's that robot dog that went viral, busting out some dance moves.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
But this isn't about fancy footwork, right? Spot's been building up its security resume, patrolling all sorts of places, stadiums, businesses. There's been one small hiccup, though, in Spot's plans. This very, like, I don't know, everyday obstacle.
What's that?
Doors.
Ah, yeah, right. Makes sense.
Doors. Because as advanced as Spot is, all its sensors and cameras, getting past a locked door, that's a challenge.
Yeah, not exactly screaming, hire me as a security guard if you can't get through a door.
Exactly. So how do they crack this? Well, that's where this partnership comes in. We got a bunch of articles here about how ASSA ABLOY actually created a custom access solution just for Spot. It's like they gave this robot dog its own key card and said, go secure the world.
And not just any key card. This is high-tech stuff we're talking about. It uses these Bluetooth credentials that work with ASSA ABLOY's IID-branded Signo readers.
Oh, okay.
But it's not some clunky thing added on. The reader is built right into Spot.
I got to admit, when I first read about this, I totally pictured Spot having to, like, physically use a card reader on the wall. Like, can you imagine this robot dog trying to swipe a card
Right, that would be something else.
with its little robot paw?
But no, the way they integrated it, it's much more elegant than that.
Okay.
And apparently it was surprisingly easy to do. I was reading one ASSA ABLOY engineer said it was a natural fit. They were even surprised at how smoothly it all came together.
Okay, so Spot can open doors. It's cool, but, like, why should we care about a robot dog letting itself in? What's the big deal?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's easy to just be like, oh, another cool robot trick and move on. But think about it. When Spot can get into any secure area, I mean, the implications are huge.
Okay, I'm all ears. Convince me.
So first off, think about what this means for businesses, any organization really. More efficient security patrols, which means potentially big cost savings.
Right.
And not just that, it could even help with those labor shortages we keep hearing about in security. Frees up those human guards for stuff that actually needs, a human touch.
So less Terminator-style robot takeover, more like robots and humans teaming up in the security field.
Exactly, augmenting the workforce, not replacing it. Spot can handle the routine stuff, like patrols, collecting data, even using its sensors to spot potential problems. Then you've got the human guards focusing on situations that need, critical thinking.
Makes sense. But I'm betting some security guards listening right now might be a little on edge about all this. Is there really room for both in the future of, the security guard world?
Oh, for sure. There are going to be some concerns about job security with any new tech. That's understandable. Like anything else, there's an adjustment period. But this partnership, especially with ASSA ABLOY being such a global name, this could really be the thing that makes robots like Spot, like normal.
Okay.
And that means new jobs, new challenges, the whole deal.
So what does that actually look like, that transition? What needs to happen to make this whole human-robot security team actually work?
Well, for one, we're going to need training programs to help security professionals learn how to work with these robots.
Right, because it's a whole different skill set.
Completely.
Yeah.
We could even see brand new jobs popping up managing and maintaining these robot security systems.
It's true, you can't just focus on the tech itself. It's about how we actually integrate it, with the humans already doing the work.
Mhm.
You got to factor in that human element.
100%. And this isn't just some theory. One of the articles I was reading talked about a security firm that's already doing this. They're training their staff to work with Spot units.
Oh, wow, already?
Yeah, like teaching them how to program patrol routes, understand the data Spot's collecting, even how to do basic maintenance. It's like a sneak peek into the future of what it means to be a security guard.
That is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't some far-off thing. It's already happening. But this tech, it goes way beyond just like regular security guard stuff, doesn't it? I remember reading something about how this could be huge for other industries too.
Absolutely, and that's where it gets even more interesting. Think about Spot being used for inspections in dangerous places,
Yeah.
like mines, power plants, places that are just too risky to send humans into regularly, or even monitoring those massive infrastructures, like pipelines, wind farms, things like that.
Okay, so we've talked about robot dogs learning to open doors. We've talked about how this could totally change the security industry, but we'd be kind of missing something if we didn't talk about, you know, the downsides. There's got to be some.
Right, of course, yeah. Anytime you have something this new, this potentially game-changing, there are always concerns. It's important to have those conversations now before this stuff is everywhere.
For sure. So, like, where do we even start? What are the big questions we should be asking about all this?
Well, the one that pops up right away for me is privacy. These robots, they're walking around with cameras, sensors, picking up all kinds of information.
Right.
How do we make sure that data is handled the right way? Who has access to it? How's it being used, stored, all of that? Those are things we need to figure out.
It's not hard to imagine things going wrong. And it's not just privacy either. What about security itself? Giving robots access to these potentially sensitive areas, couldn't someone hack them or something? Use them for, like, bad stuff?
Yeah, for sure. That's another thing to think about, which is why it's so important that these systems are built with cybersecurity in mind. The companies making them need to prioritize that, build in safeguards to prevent that kind of unauthorized access. Just because it's cool new tech doesn't mean it's automatically secure.
So much to consider. And we're just scratching the surface here.
We are, but I think the big takeaway is that this technology, it has the potential to make things better, easier, safer. But we can't ignore those potential downsides.
Right.
As robots become more integrated, and it's already happening, we got to keep asking the tough questions, looking at it from all sides,
Yeah.
making sure it's being developed and used responsibly.
It's almost like a responsibility we all share. Not just to be amazed by the cool factor, but to really understand what it means for all of us.
Exactly. This isn't just about the technology, it's about us too. And we have a say in how this all plays out.
Well said. This deep dive has definitely given everyone a lot to think about. I know I'll be looking at those robot dogs a little differently. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the stories that are shaping our future.